Hey guys, welcome to another session of Epic 7. After my roller coaster ride of pulling for Luna, I finally can promote her to 6-star. And I'm gonna make her SSS here with a slate. So Tara was making fun of me, saying that if I went for a double slate. So we got news this morning that the unknown slate is gonna return. As in, the people who bought the original one from Arena Season 1 will be able to get 2 slates. And I was saying to Tara, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't pull my last Luna, just use 2 fodders and 2 slates to the SSS, and he's just like, that's so lame. Anyways, long story short, let's do this right now. We're gonna promote, and we're gonna use the slate for the SSS. Now, the base attack is obviously increased right away at 6-star, and, you know, I did run my current gear for my current Luna. If I go for maxed awakening at level 60, how much attack I would get, which is pretty incredible. So let me do the unknown slate. It's just really nice to have, and you know, some people may argue like, hey man, you know, I've heard this argument, you know, her imprint doesn't work on herself, like why are you doing it? It can really set up some pretty decent team compositions, and I'll give you guys an example here. Okay, so here we go. We have 14.4% of the critical hit chance, but obviously, yeah, imprints don't affect themselves. But it's the AoE. So I was saying this in a previous video that Corinne and Assassin Kali both have a critical hit chance imprints, but they only work on two slots. So depending on your team composition, it might be harder for you to like force DPS units in those slots, depending on the other imprints you have for the other units that you want to benefit from. So arguably an AoE one is just really nice to have, and I mean having critical hit chance on like anything, even your, let's say your healers and your tanks, is still better than nothing. Like every damage counts to me. So anyways, so I did some calculation with unit calculator, and I was surprised to see that potentially speaking at a 6-star awakening with my current gear, she would be around about 3,200 attack. Left at 250 critical hit damage. Now, arguably speaking, that my critical hit chance is really low, but I'm kind of hinging on using her passive here. Above 50%, you get that extra boost in critical hit chance. So currently standing, I'm at a 70% critical hit chance, which is kind of low. But it's been doing okay. But I kind of like the critical hit damage, so I'm keeping it this way for now. I wanted to talk about just like Luna's imprint in general. So again, to kind of rebut the argument of like, oh, having a high critical hit chance imprint when it doesn't work for the unit itself is useless. I don't think that's the case. So for example, if I'm gonna choose my Wyvern team, Kisei is my second DPS. She's currently at a 78.8%. Now, if I did have her and Luna, which is kind of like my main 2 DPS currently, arguably speaking, I could remove this critical hit chance gear, kind of find some other gear with some higher critical hit chance, but leave it at a decently low critical hit chance and swap this for some critical hit damage. That would give me way more flexibility in terms of damage output, which will speed up, let's say, your Wyvern 11 like auto runs, which means you get more out of your time, right? So and also killing Wyvern faster also ensures your victory earlier on without fail. So all that to be said, it's actually quite good. And other people are saying that, well, Luna is an ice hero, you're not going to be using her you know, critical hit chance on let's say like an earth boss. And I would say I agree on that aspect, and I think that's where like Lorena probably would be, you know, has that benefit. She would never miss. But again, Luna is super overpowered, and I wanted to talk about this as well, that the S2 here, Terror again is the one that I have to give credit to. He is the one that told me that this increased attack above 50% health is 23%, or your current skill enhanced percentage. It's 23% on mine, on your total attack as you see on screen. So 2771 attack, it's 23% of that, which explains why my Luna was doing incredibly high damage. Hey Ice, welcome to stream, man. Welcome to stream. And I honestly think that that probably is what really gives Luna the edge. I looked at her damage modifiers on the data mine, and it doesn't look like super impressive. Like Ragnar's Spear, if you burn it, I think it's at a 2.1 damage mod, which Sid, like regular Earth Sid's S3, if you burn it, you actually have more damage modification. And her Infinity Slash here, if you get lucky and you get the 10 hit one, I think it's at a 1.6 times or something. Oh, Rare Ruby says 2.2 after you burn it. Yeah, it's something like that. It's not like extremely high. It's good. It's not extremely high, and of course you get the defense break on it. And then Infinity Slash, it ranges. I think it's like a 1.4 to like it's less than 2, I believe. Is it 10 hit? No, is it 6 hit? Terra's it's like 10 hit. Where did you get your Luna? Her S1 is 0.7 per hit. So 2.1. Oh, okay, 2.1 max. Okay, that's still pretty good. But I would say most of her damage really comes from her S2. Like the skill mods are crazy. The S1 skill mod is insane. If you do get Toph says it is 5 hit max. It's 3 hit? 3 hit is the unlucky one, right? Oh, it's 5 hit max? So it's 1 hit, 3 hit, and 5 hit, right? But regardless, Rare Ruby says a 2.1 max, but that's if you get lucky. And actually that is really high. But if you want to build Luna, I think what you should really be focusing on is the critical hit damage. Since her S2 passive is so good anyway, your average attack is gonna be like just as strong as someone who has a stacked like attack set, or just has a ton of attack passives. There you go. See, Abraham says it's 5, 7, and 10 hit. But Terra, I think when you're talking about 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, I think. Wait, never mind. Terror, I think Terror is talking about the decrease in the cooldown. So maximum is 10 hit. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so I was right. I was 10 hit. I remember it was 10 hit. I remember seeing it. But Terror is smarter than me, so I usually kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. Alright, they're arguing on stream. Yeah, so Terror says if it's 0.7 hit and 2.1 max, then it can't be 10. Okay. Okay, so let me talk about this. So Terror is saying that Daydream Joker is probably the best artifact for Luna if you're hunting Wyvern 11. On like majority of public tier lists, I think they have Uberius' Tooth and Sigard's Scythe as like top for Luna. And I was talking to this with Terror, and I was I just recently pulled Sigard's Scythe. If you watch my final Luna pull video, pull Sigard's Scythe from that. Really excited about it. But if we read it, so let me go to the grade. So if we read it, he says it's a 50% more health if you max it at a plus 30, but the attack is still 25% increased attack if the health is less than 50%. So arguably, I was kind of asking him, I'm like, then wouldn't it be better if, let's say, you want your sustained Luna to run maybe Sigard's Scythe, but then stack like another set? So currently I have a lifesteal set on, and I know like some people are running lifesteal sets. Again, the only reason I'm running this lifesteal set is because it has the best synergy with my crit damage set. So you can see the ring here. Oh, sorry, the necklace here with this crit damage, with this boot and this armor. So it has a ton of crit damage just from these three gear, and then of course the high attack roll on these abyss gears. And I really needed this really low grade abyss ring for the critical hit chance, and this is the thing that completed my lifesteal set. But I'm definitely gonna level up Sigard's Scythe, and I think I'll look into, if I get a better destruction set, I'll maybe look into a destruction set with high attack and maybe Sigard's Scythe. That would be insane. If I can keep this set the way it is, because that's a total of what, 46% critical hit damage just from the armor and the boot. So yeah, I mean, obviously this game is like I was just reading the stream chat there. This game is a ton of gear grinding. So I mean, you can always improve it. You can always theory craft of like, oh, what you would want to have. But let's run her. I'm gonna run her once in Wyvern 11 with my current team. I made some slight modifications. I already made a Wyvern Hunt 11 video, but I made some slight modifications to my team. And it's been working well. I think I've been able to full auto it. I'm not sure if it's at 100% yet, but I think if Luna is at level 60 and I really do get that 3000-ish attack, I think I should be able to finish it with auto all the time. Currently, I'm just gonna quickly update on what I changed in my gear. My DN was really slow. I was being laughed at. I stripped my DN long ago for my Judith Arena Speed Team meta. But currently I kind of shifted her. She has like low health right now, but this ring here has another like about 22% health to go. So I think she should be about like 10k-ish HP. But the speed is decent, and I think just changing the speed on DN with Rod is actually what is making me successful in this Wyvern auto run. My Crow right now currently has Aureus on, doesn't even have Noble Oath, and he's been able to tank it because DN has been able to out heal before Wyvern gets more attacks in. The reason why my Crow had Aureus on is because for GVG, and I was too cheap to swap it back to Noble Oath. So I'm gonna run it on auto for now. I'm gonna see how I do. Yeah, the guys are laughing. They're like crit DN. One thing actually I wanted to talk about in this video too, and I think you know, Terror is like a very smart guy on our Discord. He spends a lot of time like theory crafting and really thinking about the synergy of gear and units and kits. And he was like one of the first ones I've heard to say that, you know, you don't need to complete your gear sets as long as you have the main stat and the substat that actually works well. And so for my DN, the reason why I gave her that ring is, one, it has the synergy of really good health as the base stat, especially if I max enhance it. But the second thing is it rolled 10 speed on it, which is incredible, and it's like it's too good not to use. Originally I used that one on Scurry, but I think for someone like Scurry I would have preferred like maybe attack as the main stat. But regardless, taking Terra's advice of like breaking up the gear sets really gave my DN some room to grow here. So again, I'm still running this on auto. Currently it's fine. Wave 1 is always easy. And keep in mind I do have Aureus on. My Crow gear is exactly the same, so technically, you know, I should be a lot weaker than when I had with Noble Oath. But again, because DN's speed is so fast, she's able to heal up pretty quick.
I will shatter you.
Oh, Tara says, I'm not sure you broke the gear sets because I have 2 crit. Oh, on my DN, right. I forgot. Yes, I did swap in a crit boot because it had speed. Yes. So never mind. But just imagine, just imagine I didn't have a crit boot. Okay, just imagine it was a speed boot, and then all that I just said still stands. Right?
A desire for revenge.
Let's see how much damage we do here. With just the base improvement, I've actually done about 1,000 more damage than what I did before when I was at a 5-star max level 50. That's actually really good. Ren Meh says, I recommend using Noble Oath over Aureus if Crow is tanking. Yo, no, for sure, no. Originally I was running it, but like I said just before, I swapped to Aureus because of GVG, and I was too cheap to swap it back. Like gold-wise, I was too cheap to ungear it. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, if Luna is level 60, this should be cakewalk. There you go. I mean, that's pretty decent. I mean, right here we're gonna get a barrier, so we didn't finish him off yet, but I'm pretty sure if Luna is level 60, we should be able to do it. Let's see how we fare, even if I auto this. It's gonna be a bit risky because we're fighting against the barrier here.
March.
But if I get a double attack like that, we should be lucky. So yeah, I can't wait to get Luna to 6-star here. Oh, I'm getting really lucky on these double attacks. So I don't think usually I would win the barrier speed battle if I didn't get those double attacks. But anyways, I think we won this one even without crowd dying. So that's pretty good. Yeah, Terra, if you push Arky there, he would have died. But I'm going for like full auto, you know? So like if I'm at the office, if I'm working, I could just run this. So far this has been 2 out of 2. So I did an auto run prior to promoting my Luna to 6-star, and I was able to complete it. So yeah, for sure, I think if she's level 60, no problem. So yeah, I think the key was to really get DN speed really fast, and she does have to have Rod artifact obviously, and then you should be able to kill it really quick. So that's pretty awesome. Full auto Wyvern. Oh, what the wow, got 10 energy out of that one. Terra says, I like Kisei's S3 to make barrier take longer. Yeah, that works. My problem with my Kisei is that her effectiveness is really low. I really have to build her better. I know that Terra, you made fun of my Kisei build, but this is the gear I had left to build another unit. So one thing I'm kind of doing is like I'm trying to force myself not to ungear units, and to have multiple units like kind of well geared. Now arguably like this Kisei is like nowhere near good. Like we got like pretty crappy left side gear. That's why I haven't max enhanced them. It just, they don't have the right substats for me. Really using them to complete the destruction set. So I'm hinging all on this 60% attack boot with health. And then because this has health, I want to complete it because I find Kisei lacks a bit of tankiness. But it's actually, the main reason is because the ring has a 50% attack that I need, and has a pretty decent critical hit chance. So I have one more roll on it. Hopefully it rolls maybe critical hit chance for better usability in the future. But she really needs effectiveness, right? I have 0. So the S3 really doesn't do anything for my Kisei, sadly. So anyways, it's another gear hunt thing I have to go for. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys my Crow again. So like I said, Aureus on Crow, which means it does nothing for him for Wyvern 11, except this is a pretty highly enhanced Aureus, so therefore it has like higher base HP, like compared to like, let's say Noble Oath here as 288, right? But you're talking about 300 HP difference. It doesn't really make much of a difference. So I was really surprised that he was actually able to tank Wyvern with Aureus without Noble Oath, without Egg, without Envoy's Pipe, but mainly because the DN speed increased, changed the whole game just because she can get those heals off faster. So yeah, so these guys, I totally forgot I swapped this in for 30 speed, guys. 30 speed. You know, I could do a lot better. But it's at the moment it's because I'm still hesitant on stripping my Judith. For GVG and PvP arena scenarios. Allow me to show you where's my Judith. It doesn't really matter either way. If it procs run is faster. Oh, they're talking about the barrier removal. Terror and and Renmei. Where's my team heroes first? Yeah, so I was doing a calculation with Terra here. So she has like a ton of really good stuff. I mean, this arena gear has 8 speed, 12 speed here, 7 speed here, but 55% health. 5 speed on this arguably is not that good. I wouldn't put this on my DN. But I was talking to Terra yesterday about you know, finally getting my Falconer Cleary up. My Falconer Cleary is still 5-star. Sadly, I've never really used her. So I was thinking of like dismantling Judith. Splitting the gear between Cleary and DN, and I was able to get about like 200, almost 220 speed on Cleary with her skill tree, and that's insane. And like 15,000 health, and I think like about 1,100 defense if I remember correctly. And then DN, if she split like partial gear with my Judith there. Obviously I could remove this kind of crap, completing sets, she would be at about 190 speed based on my calculation, about 11k HP, and the defense stays roughly the same. But yeah, it's something to work towards. Jeremy Jackson says, man, I have so much work to do on my units. Hey man, this game requires your full attention. If you don't give it the full attention, it's just not gonna happen. But don't worry, it takes time. It takes time. Yeah, Jeremy Jackson says no time though. It's the same for everyone, guys. Like honestly, like I'm embarrassed to show my account because my account is like nowhere near good. Like originally I built like Sez and Sid are like my 2 strongest attackers for the longest time, and then I just never ungeared them, and that's what I meant. Like I refuse to ungear units that I have built. So like I'm always scrounging up for like brand new sets and brand new stuff just for every single unit that I have. And I think it would be smart if I actually moved stuff around. I know that Terror has a ton. If you guys haven't checked out, those of you watching on YouTube, if you guys haven't checked out the Terror account review that I did like a month ago, but I recently released it on video, definitely check it out, and you'll see like that's how you should really be playing the game. Multiple sets of gears, all really effective for that unit on multiple units, and that's the reason why Terror is our guild GVG hero. Anyways, I'm gonna end that there. So the promotion of Luna, kind of talking a bit about the gear and just theory crafting, how you should build her. And I think there's a ton of ways to build her. Some people build her for speed, but I think it's honestly situational with your team comp. If you have CR boosters, let's say if you take Wyvern 11 again, I've seen people use General Purgus as the tanking spot, AoE CR boost every time you get hit. Some people use like a tanky healer with idle cheer. You get that combat readiness for the highest attack unit to pump up every time because Wyvern hits 3 times. And then Terror was just mentioning this ago on stream as well. Tyranner Guard is really good as well because CR boost for the entire team. And so if you have a good and fast CR booster for the rest of the team, then technically you can focus not on speed on your damage dealers and just focus on pure attack and pure critical hit damage. But there's just way too much options out there. So hopefully you guys have fun gearing your Lunas if you pulled her, and most likely you guys have. But I'm gonna end this video here. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to, you know, do better theorycraft videos, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, I'm gonna end this here. So if you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.